How's it, everyone? If you've just been using personal credit cards up until this point, you're missing out. You're missing out on a whole new world of credit cards where you can get more points, more benefits, more credits, and more. Those will then turn into more free travel, more free flights, or whatever else that you already get from your personal credit cards. We are literally talking about hundreds of thousands of points from sign-up bonuses, hundreds of dollars from benefits and credits, and so on. We are talking about the world of business credit cards. And today I'll be talking about why you should get a business credit card and also how you can get a business credit card. Now, this might be obvious, but what if you don't have a business? Well, believe it or not, that is just a small hurdle that after watching this video, you'll be able to overcome, and now you won't have an excuse as to why you won't have a business credit card. Before we dive into that, why are business credit cards so valuable? Is it really worth getting business credit cards along with personal credit cards? Yes, and here's why. First, you are separating your personal credit from your business credit, although there are a few occasions where that doesn't happen. Second, you earn more sign-up bonuses. Not only are you able to apply for more sign-up bonuses because there are literally dozens of business credit cards, but also a lot of business credit cards have high sign-up bonus offerings where you could earn over 100,000 points. Third is you'll get access to higher credit limits. Some of you may not need that, but some of you may take full advantage of it. And lastly, depending on the business credit card, you unlock business rewards, business credits, and other business perks. One quick note about separating your personal credit from your business credit is that not all business credit cards will do that. Thankfully, most credit card issuers do separate them, but companies like Capital One do not. Separating your personal credit from your business credit is important because when you use your business credit card, it will not show up or affect your personal credit score. That means you can max out your business credit card and not have to worry because that credit utilization will not get reported on your personal credit. Ideally, you want a card that will keep your personal credit and business credit separate. That's why I recommend looking for business credit cards with Chase, Citi, and so on, so that way you can keep your personal credit score safe. But if it's your first business credit card, no matter which credit card issuer you go with, your personal credit score will take a slight ding to it. That's because the credit card issuer has nothing to go off of. You don't have any business credit history, so it's going to take a hard inquiry from your personal account. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, in order to have a business credit card, you're going to have to own a business. And if you were like me, I thought that meant I need to own a billion-dollar company or a multi-million-dollar company. And I will never own any of those things, so will I never be able to get a business credit card? I mean, you could take a look around Instagram and see hundreds of people with entrepreneur in their bio. And I doubt that all of them have a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company. Well, we're going to take a page from their book and broaden the definition of business. That way, we too could be a business owner and entrepreneur and get that business credit card. For example, if you're a freelancer or you resell things, you drive for Uber or Uber Eats, you own a multi-level marketing scheme, or you make videos for YouTube, you are generating money and hopefully you're getting a profit. And if you do any of those things that I just mentioned, you are technically a business owner and you could get a business credit card. That means if you sell baked goods through Instagram, you walk people's dogs, or you babysit, you are a business owner. As a matter of fact, a part of the IRS's definition of business is if it is carried on with the reasonable expectation of earning a profit. And the key takeaway here is the word expectation, because no, you do not need to be generating a profit in order to get a business credit card. And because of that, I'll be showing you exactly what you need to put on your annual income section on the business credit card application. Speaking of your business credit card application, let's go over what that looks like and how you should be filling out those boxes. Usually the first half of this application will look a lot like your personal credit card application. It will ask for things such as your name, address, social security number, etc. Then the second half is going to be specifically for your business. It will start with what kind of business do you have? In most cases, you're probably working for yourself. You're the sole owner, so you would put sole proprietorship. This is also the option you would typically put down if you're that freelancer, Uber driver, you resell things, and so on. But of course, if your business is actually incorporated or some other business entity, then you should know that by now and you should put that down instead. Next, you're going to want to enter your business name, which again, if you're a sole proprietor, it's just going to be your full name. And then you'll enter what name you want to put on your actual business credit card. Now, this next part is really important and might be the reason why your application is getting rejected. This is where you classify what your business does. And yes, what you put here will affect your approval odds and also things like your credit limits. This is because the credit issuer will take your business description or your business industry and assign it a specific business code. It will then cross-reference that business code with things like your estimated annual income or your monthly expenses and provide you with a credit limit. And that's because different business industries will have different annual incomes and also different monthly expenses or cost of goods sold. For example, if you're an Uber driver, your monthly expenses and your annual income probably isn't going to be that much. Yes, you're going to have to pay for things like gas, maintenance, car insurance, etc. But compare that to a wholesaler who's going to have to be buying things like every month or every week or every day. If you average out your business expenses as an Uber driver, you're maybe spending $1,500 a month for your business. Whereas if you were that wholesaler, you might be charging like $15,000 a month or $150,000 a month on your credit card. And as a credit issuer, they're going to know these things, so they're going to give that wholesaler a higher credit limit than that Uber driver. But just like how your answer here determines your credit limit, it will also help determine your approval odds. Because for example, if you put down like weed farmer or crypto investor, you're probably not going to have a high chance of being approved. The credit issuers will see these as high risk business entities or high risk business industries and will not want you to use their money. Of course, you don't want to lie about your business industry. You want to make sure that you're as accurate as possible. Moving on to the tax ID type. If you are a sole proprietor, just put your social security number here. Or if you have an EIN or ITIN, go ahead and put that here as well. And here we have another important part where a lot of people mess up on. This is where you put your business's established date, your business's annual income, and also your estimated monthly expenses. For the business established date, just like the rest of the things on this application, you want to be honest. If you just started your business, then put that down. You don't want to try and fake it and say that you started your business 10 years ago. That's not going to help you out. And for the annual business revenue, don't put $0. Even if you haven't sold anything or generated any sort of revenue or profit, don't put $0. This is going to be your estimated annual gross income. So put down what you honestly think that you'll be able to make within a year. Remember that this is gross revenue, not just profits. The same goes for the estimated monthly expense box. Please be as honest and as accurate as you possibly can. If you remember, these numbers will tie into your business description or business industry and business code that you put in earlier. Lastly, you could input the number of employees you have, and if you work closely with a spouse, family member, or friend, please be sure to include them as well. Now you know the basics of how to apply and get approved for a business credit card, but I have a few more tips that should increase your approval odds. Before you apply, you may want to consider opening a business checking or business savings account with that bank or credit card issuer that you are planning to apply for. For example, open a Chase business checking account before you apply for a Chase business credit card. Ideally, you want to do this ASAP. You want to have the most time possible from that business checking account creation date from the date that you apply for that business credit card. On top of all of that, you want to continuously be depositing money into that account to show that you are active. What this will do will increase your credibility and reliability with that bank because you have X amount of money in that checking account and you have X amount of history with that bank or credit issuer. Another thing that you don't want to forget is that even though this is a business credit card, you could still call the reconsideration line. Hopefully you won't have to do this, but if you get any other answer besides instantly approved, call the recon line. If you got denied, then you could find out why you did, and also maybe you could give a good enough reason on why they should overturn that decision. Or even if your application is pending or still waiting for approval, basically anything besides instantly approved, call the recon line. This will allow you to contact a representative and hopefully you could provide them with information that they're looking for so that way they can move your application through. It never hurts to call the recon line. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing down below because it really does help me out so much. Or if you want to watch more videos about credit cards, you can click one of these two videos right here. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you have a fun rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots!